Let me ask you a question. You ever look up, not like physically, but like metaphorically? You open your eyes, you look up from the busy life that you're living, and you see the others around you. Sort of study them, you see how they carry themselves. You can tell how they think and their mindset just by watching their facial expressions and how they face life. You ever get the feeling that there's something missing? You know, maybe you reflect on your own life and you get the same feeling that somewhere along the way of growing up, the dreamer within us began to dissolve. That self-belief and ambition started to leave. That as life progressed, the more miserable we have become, lacking passion, drive, and again, that willingness to just live. What happened to that? Where'd that go? I see it everywhere, especially kids my age. It just seems like there's no enjoyment of life anymore. Everyone is just trying to escape, whether that be in their phone, video games, drugs, sex, whatever. That just desire to escape this life that we're living. Why is that? What happened? Because if you're like me, I do not accept the idea that this is just life. That the only time to enjoy life is when we're growing up as children. In college is the final years of enjoying life, and we go off and work, and then we just look forward to retiring. Because not in any way does that give me hope, freedom, enjoyment, passion. Not in any way does that give me the willingness to actually want to try and live and pursue. All that does is make me depressed and frustrated. So if you're someone like me who does not want to accept this idea that this is just part of life, this video is for you. In this video, we're going to explore the importance of self-belief and ambition, how these two things have radically changed my life, and how you can get back to the state of true willingness to live. This video is sort of a sequel to a video that I made recently called How to Enjoy Life Again. In that video, I explored creation and consumption. If that sounds interesting to you, I'll have it somewhere up here. You can go watch it after this video. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, here's why I think believing in yourself, as cliche as that sounds, is so incredibly important. Because without self-belief, there's no ambition. And without ambition, there's no hope for a better life. Because what is ambition? Ambition is the drive to achieve something more, something meaningful, purposeful, something beyond yourself. And your confidence and your ability to achieve your ambitions gives you hope. So without this belief, there is no hope. And this is how I think people's lives evolve into this life of misery, of a lack of passion, drive, and will. But again, what happens along the way that destroys our self-belief? And how do we get back to that state of truly believing in ourselves and having a faith for a better life? All right, listen, once again, I think the educational system has a lot to do with this. There was nothing that I hated more than school. Why? Because as someone who is naturally super ambitious, active, who learns from experimenting and trial and error, school was the place where my passion, creativity, and enjoyment went to die. As someone who is naturally driven to live life to the fullest, to challenge myself and see what I'm capable of, constantly being told that my only purpose is to get good grades, to go to a good college, to get a good degree, to get a good job so I can survive in this world, it just defeated me. That path is not interesting or desirable to me in any way. I didn't care about grades. I didn't care about homework. Why? Because I saw that everything that I learned, I would forget the next semester and never apply to my life ever again. To me, this couldn't be useful at all. It didn't give me any hope of enjoying my life. All it did was make me believe that the only reason I'm on this planet is to get good grades and then so on. That my only purpose in life is to do what I'm told. Year after year of hearing that I should only think realistically and that success is only chalked up to luck just defeated my faith and my belief that I could be something more than just a number in the system. I had all these ambitions, all these dreams in life, and around every corner there's someone to tell me that it's never going to happen, that that's 1 in a million, that that's unrealistic, that there's no point in thinking that way because it's never going to happen. What do you think this does to someone who is naturally ambitious, who's a dreamer, who has all these hopes and dreams for life, a life of enjoyment, of fulfillment, of passion, of discovery, of adventure? What do you think that does to them? And I think that's how we end up with so many miserable people, because they're just brought up to think that this is just part of life, that everyone works a job that they don't like to eventually retire, never progressing, never traveling like they wanted to, never getting to be able to experience life to the degree that they wanted to, that it's just part of life. What do you think this does to our ambition? Because suddenly now a belief in yourself and ambition become obsolete. There's no need to become ambitious. If all you have to look forward to in life is this traditional path that everyone says that's the way. You don't need to be ambitious to do what you're told at your job, to be told when you can use the bathroom and talk. There's no need anymore to be ambitious. You know, the educational system trains us to be robots, to be submissive, to remain the same, to never go outside of our comfort zone, to never pursue more. Why? Because we're controllable, we're weak, we're vulnerable where we are. That's exactly where they want us to be. Because when they tell us to do something, we do it. We don't deviate beyond that. We don't explore, because there's no point. Because they've told us there's no point. It's just part of life, right? It's just part of life. So as I got into self-improvement, I started listening to all these successful people who it seems like the dreamer inside of them has never died, that they never lost the ambition, the drive, the enjoyment of life, to pursue, to be adventurous, to explore. They're living the exact type of life that I want to live, and they're telling me that it's possible. They're showing me that it's possible, that it's not an odds game, that it's not up to luck, that it is actually possible. They did not just stumble upon success. I finally had hope again. These people that I listened to instilled a sense of belief in myself again. I started to focus less on school and channel my energy into pursuing my passions and pursuing a purpose greater than just grades, greater than just going to a good college, something that I wanted to build my life upon. The creative side of me reignited. I became more ambitious than I ever have before, and my enjoyment of life came back. It felt like I was a kid again. For the first time again, I had hope that it was not just inevitable for me to work 40 years in a job that I hate just to retire to do nothing. For the first time, I had hope again. So what can you do in your life to get back to that state of true willingness to live, to pursue life at the fullest, to be adventurous, to explore, to learn? How can you get to the point where your passion is reignited, that you're happy again, that you enjoy life again? All right, I think the first step here is that you need to get to a point where you actually know deep in your soul that it is possible for you to get here. You need to know your full potential to achieve these things that you want to achieve. You need to build that self-belief back up again. And the way that I did this was just by doing things that I never thought I was able to do. Like wake up super early in the morning and work out or go for a run, abstaining from junk food and sugar for months on end, doing these things that really challenge myself to show myself what I'm truly capable of and my potential to achieve, to grow. You need to know that you are capable of growing, capable of improving, so that you have this hope of a different life, that you have this hope that this type of life of freedom, of fulfillment, of enjoyment is possible. You need to stack the proof in your life to know that you have what it takes, that you're capable. I talk a little bit about this in my How to Build Insane Confidence video. It'll be up here somewhere. You can click on it after this video. Go watch it. But you need to know your potential. Next, you need to know that it is not an odds game. No matter how many people tell you that it's just 1 in a million, that these people just stumbled upon success, that they're just born to be this way, that they inherited whatever. Okay, that might be true for a very, very select few people. But I promise you, it's possible. And all these people did was not give up. You need to reframe this in your mind, not as an odds game, but as you cannot lose if you never quit. That's all these people do. They just never quit. So either they make it or they die trying. There's no in between. The only reason why people think it's an odds game is because they think it's an odds game. So they never try. They never try, and the only people who do try are the people who make it. The only people who never give up are the people who make it, because they don't believe it's an odds game. They believe it's a matter of putting in the work, the time, the effort, the belief in themselves, that it's going to happen if it's part of God's plan for them. But all they have to do is put in the work and keep trying and keep failing, and it will happen. Next, don't subscribe to the idea of being realistic. Listen, what's realistic to most people is this exact life that I've described. This life of working a job you don't like, of this lack of ambition and passion, doing the same thing day after day. This is realistic. It's realistic to give up on your dreams. So if you don't want that, then by definition you cannot be realistic. You almost have to be delusional to these people who are calling you to be realistic, because these are the people who have given up on their dreams, who think it's an odds game, and who think people just stumble upon success rather than creating it themselves. You cannot be realistic, or else you will never make it to the degree that you want to make it. All these successful people that I know you look up to, that I look up to, they were all delusional at some point. When they kept failing, where it seems like there was no hope, they kept going. They were delusional, and that's how they got to where they are today. So don't be realistic. And you have to explore, you have to learn, you have to pursue. School makes learning and exploring boring, like horribly boring. Whenever kids nowadays, they think of learning, they think of school, they think of reading a boring book that they don't care about, learning about physics or biology or these things that they don't care about or they aren't passionate for in any way. That is not learning. You have to reframe learning in your mind as a positive thing. Go learn and pursue the things that you are actually interested in. And you'll find it's actually fun, it's fulfilling, it adds to your life. What you do in school is not learning. Memorizing these random facts to regurgitate on a test just for a good grade is not learning. It seems like most people stop learning outside of school because they're just tired of it, they're just drained, and they're trained to think that this is all the learning they have to do within school, within their job, whatever. So most people don't pursue anything outside of their job or their school or college. They don't, because it's not enjoyable. That's what school makes you think. That's what they want you to think. Because learning is going to cause you to grow, cause you to take a different path, to do things that deviate from the plan that they have for you. They don't want you to learn on your own. So if you want to escape this type of life, go learn, go explore, go pursue things, go fail. Trust me, at the point that I decided to focus on school less and less and less, and to pursue and learn the things that I actually wanted to, my life improved in all areas by 10 times, by 100 times. I started to enjoy life like I never had before. It gave me purpose, it gave me hope, it gave me the sense of fulfillment and love of life like I've never experienced before, that school could never give me. You need to go out, learn, pursue, and explore beyond school, or else you're never going to find what you're passionate about. All right, a better life is possible. Believe in yourself. That will lead to ambition, and it will lead to hope. Hope, the thing that most people are lacking nowadays. It's why they drag through life. They're emotionless, they're depressed, and they're angry because they have no hope. The Bible says in Proverbs, hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a dream fulfilled is a tree of life. And that's what I see everywhere. It's hopelessness, depression, and frustration, and anger. It's the lack of hope of a better life. So if you just regain that small amount of hope that you need to reignite that passion and drive within you, then your life will never be the same. Start believing in yourself again and see where it goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider sharing it with someone who you think could also benefit from this. I've been really enjoying making these videos. Let me know down below if you have any ideas or suggestions, and I'll see you guys next time.